Good evening, friends. Welcome back to the session on verbal ability again. Today we are going to see the topic direct speech and indirect speech. So what is a direct speech and what is an indirect speech? We say something is in a direct speech when a person has said something, you report it verbatim. Like for example, suppose somebody says, he said, let us say, I am going. So here this person he has said I am going and I am reporting it exactly the same way he has said. Normally whatever he has said we put in an inverted commas. So this kind of writing is called as a direct speech. That is, you reproduce exactly what somebody has said. So that is what is called the direct speech. What is the indirect speech? Indirect speech is somebody reporting what somebody has said. Like for example, we normally say, no, he said that he was going. See here, it is not what he said. It is somebody else is referring to what he said and reproducing it. And this kind of a writing is known as indirect speech. And because this is something reported by somebody, it is also known as reported speech. So it's very simple that if you reproduce exactly what somebody has said and mention that, it is called a direct speech. But if somebody else is saying what the other person has said, and then it is called a indirect speech or a reported speech. To understand further, let us look at some examples. Let us take a sentence. The teacher said, inverted commas, that I am very busy now. So how do you say this in indirect speech? The teacher said that she was very busy then. Now look at all the changes, whatever we have brought about. First thing you note, generally in a indirect speech, you will use a conjunction that, because that will be used to link what is the action and what is being said. So the teacher said, that is what the first thing you look at, that is added. Second, you look at it, in the direct speech, you have said I, because this was said by the teacher directly, so it was referred as I. So it is what we know is a first person. In English, I am sure all of you know there are three persons. That is, I is the first person, you is the second person, and he, she, it all in third person. So here you note down, when you say the teacher said, it becomes a third person. From this first person, it becomes a third person. So that is the second change. Again, the verb. So you look at it, here you have used am, and here you are saying was. Because this has to be the change as per the tense here. What is the tense here? It is the past tense. The teacher said it is the past tense. So this verb also has to be changed to the past tense. And then the adverb now, please look at it. You have used the term now. The teacher, I am busy now. That is changed to then. So these are the changes that are being brought about when you write the direct speech to indirect speech. Now, as a rule, we can say that you will always use a conjunction and the first person will become third person, and then the tense has to be in alignment with the tense that is used outside the inverted commas, and the near words have to be used to the remote words. And let us look at a few more sentences so that we understand this little better. Take a sentence. Rama said, I am unwell. By the rules, whatever we have used, so how do you say Rama said that this I changes from first person to third person. He, am will become was unwell. Let us take one more sentence. The servant said, my master is writing. See, note here it is just said I am unwell. It is a simple present tense. So when you are reporting in indirect sense, you are changing into a simple past tense. But if you look at it, my master is writing. What is this? It is a present continuous tense. So when you are converting into an indirect speech, it has to be a past continuous tense. The servant said, again the conjunction that my master was writing. So you are maintaining the continuous tense, but it becomes from present continuous to past continuous. Let us take another sentence. Krishna said, I have passed the examination. See, here you look at it. Here again, this is the past tense, and you have used a present perfect tense here. So when you are writing in indirect tense, it has to become Krishna said that he had passed examination. So this is how you have to align the tense outside the inverted commas and the tense inside the inverted commas in the same way. Similarly, please note things like shall will become should and will become would. Right. But at the same time, please note, what will you say like this? Rama says, I am unwell. Here please note, Rama says, it is in the present tense, and what is inside the inverted comma also is present tense. Here please don't change it to past tense. What you have to do? Rama says that he is unwell. So please note, there is an alignment of tense outside to what is inside. So please don't mistake and say everything as past tense. It depends on what is the tense used outside the inverted commas. And another thing you should note is that all the pronouns and adjectives which are shown to nearness, and they will become for remoteness. For example, what I mean is that suppose you see now, in the indirect speech you use now, then in the indirect speech it will become then. Similarly, many such words, like for example, I will write down many of that. Here will become there. Ago will become before. Similarly, thus will become so. Today will become that day. Tomorrow will become next day. Maybe you ought to add the next day. Yesterday will become the day before. Then last night will become the night before. This will become that. These will become those. So this is what we mean by going from nearness to remoteness. Okay. And these are all for what we call the affirmative sentence or normal sentences. But suppose if there are questions, how do you do it? And you will be using things like he asked, he inquired, and things like that. For example, let us take an example. He said to me, what are you doing? So in indirect, when you say, you have to say, how do you say? He, instead of said, you have to say he asked, because it's the question. He asked me. When you convert into ask, to will not come. So he asked me what. Again, here in a question form, the verb precedes the subject. So instead of that, what are you doing? You have to say what you were doing. So it has to change like that. Sorry, what I was, he asked me what I was doing. I think I'm mistake. What I was doing. So that is how the question gets changed. Right. Then another maybe, where do you live? The man asked. Where do you live? The man asked. So you can convert this by saying The man inquired where I live. So this is how the questions will get changed, right? And then there are two other forms. When you are talking about infinitive, it again gets changed by using the term to. For example, the teacher said, Rama, go away. So, how will you change it? You will say, the teacher asked Rama to go away. See here, it gets changed to Rama asked to go away. So this is how it gets changed in the in the indirect speech. Similarly, when you are talking about exclamations or something to represent surprise, you also say Susan said. For example, Susan said, how clever I am. So this, when you expand into indirect speech, you say Susan exclaimed, because this is what tells you the feeling expressed by Susan. Susan exclaimed that she was very clever. So this is how all the direct speech gets converted into indirect speech. Good. So now what we will do is we will look at a few examples, and I am going to ask the question and you people will have to answer me what is the right sentence. The first sentence, please note down. I will write some 3-4 sentences and then you should answer. If you don't keep quiet, I shall shoot you. He said to her, in a calm voice. Let's see how you respond to this, and I would like you to respond to this. How do you convert this sentence into indirect speech? Okay, I am not seeing anybody even attempting. Okay, now look at it. So here it is definitely a tougher one. So who is saying it? He said. So we have to start with he, and again this is in a warning something. So we can take the liberty and converting saying, instead of saying said, he warned her calmly, because in a calm voice you can convert it as calmly, that the rest of it is easy, that he would he would shoot her. He would shoot her if she did not keep quiet. So this is how this sentence will get converted into an indirect speech. I know this is a slightly difficult sentence, and now let us try a few more simpler sentences. I told him. Here, from an indirect voice, you have to convert into direct voice. I told him that he was not working hard. Please try, any one of you, to convert this into a direct speech. I told him that he was not working hard. Very simple sentence. Anybody attempt? In the meantime, I will also write one more sentence, another simpler sentence only. So, his father ordered him to go to his room and study. Interesting. I am not sure whether the link is on. Okay, right. Okay. So how do you say this first one? I told him that he was not working hard. So this will get converted. I said to him, because the told him will become I said to him. So inverted commas, what will you say? You are not working hard. You are not working hard. That's all, very simple. So I said to him, that conjunction will go away. I will say you are not, because he will become you are not working hard. That is how it will get changed. Now next one, his father ordered him to go to his room and study. Anybody? Nobody. Anyway, so his father said, okay, again there is no to him and all that necessary. His father said, go to your room and study. See, you cannot be expecting only one thing. That is, they will give a direct speech and you have to convert it. Very good. I think somebody has answered. I said to him, you are not studying well. That is what I have written. You are not working hard. Very good. Very good answer. And here second one, his father said, because here ordered, because that means, you have point out. So you have to say, go to your room and study. Now let us look at a few more sentences. He said to his father, please increase my pocket money. So, second one, she said that her brother was getting married. Very good. Somebody has answered the previous one, but anyway. Now, can you please attempt any one of these two sentences? He said to his father, please increase my pocket money. The other one, she said that her brother was getting married. Please try. Okay, no problem. We will look at it. See, this is like he is saying, please increase my pocket money. So, what we can say, instead of saying said, he requested his father to increase his pocket money. He requested his father to increase his pocket money. The next one I think is a very, very simple one. She said that her brother was getting married. So what we can say? She said, inverted commas, my brother, instead of her brother, it should be my brother is getting married. This is how this sentence will become. My brother is getting married. None of you seem to have attempted, no problem. So the first one, he said to his father, please increase my pocket money, will become, because he is requesting, please. So he requested his father to increase his pocket money. Similarly, she said that her brother was getting married. When you convert into a direct voice, it will become, she said, my brother is getting married. Let us look at 2 or 3 more sentences within the time that is available. The boy said, she exclaimed, with sorrow, that it was a miserable flight. The next sentence could be, Dhruv said, that he was sick and tired of working for that company. Can any one of you try? Okay. She told her brother, no, it is not bother. His brother is going to marry. Can we say it like this? She told that her brother is going to marry. How can you say she told? Once you have used the past tense, then you cannot say her brother is going to marry. It has to be brother was going to get married. So that is how it has to change. Anyway, now we come back to this sentence. She exclaimed with sorrow, it was a miserable flight. So when you say she exclaimed, it means it's like a feeling she is trying to express. So you have to say indirect, she said, what a miserable flight it was. So she said that what a miserable flight it was. Similarly, now look at it. Dhruv said that he was sick and tired of working for that company. It is a very simple sentence. You say Dhruv said, I am sick and tired of working for this company. So look at it, that becomes this, and instead of saying he was sick, and because it is Dhruv, it is referring to him, he says I am sick and tired of working for this company. So this is the thing. And now probably we will look at the last two sentences. She said to him, why don't you go today? Sorry. The Nita ordered her servant to bring her a cup of tea. So how do you do this? She said to him, or here it is a question. So you can convert this as she asked him why he did not go today. So the next one, Nita said, Nita said to her servant, bring me a cup of tea. Bring me a cup of tea. So this is how the second sentence will look like. The first sentence, she said to him, why don't you go today? She asked him, because it's the question. So she asked him why he did not go today. Sorry, go that day. Sorry, I mistake. It has to be go that day. And similarly here, Nita ordered her servant to bring her a cup of tea. Nita said to her servant, bring me a cup of tea. So this is how it will become. So friends, direct speech and indirect speech are very, very important. And please remember, more than direct speech, indirect speech is useful in business and real life situations, because only in novels, stories and things like that, you will be verbatim quoting what people have said, or any news reporting and things like that. But generally, we will be using more of indirect speech. So I request you to understand this indirect speech, understand the rules and apply them in your day-to-day situation, so that you will be able to communicate better in English with meaning and clarity. So if you have any questions, please ask me. So it appears that there are no questions, and thank you friends for coming and attending this session. I hope you found the session useful and interesting, and it has created interest in your mind to study more and understand it clearly. So please do it. I wish you the best of luck in all your efforts and in your effort to improve your English, to improve your verbal ability. So nice talking to you once more in this session. I look forward to seeing you sometime later in some other session. Thank you very much. Good night. Bye.